I'm just looking for a comfortable spot to play in and just opportunity. And here is that. Like I got all the accolades in the past. I'm past that. Like now I want to win. That's the only thing that's on my resume that I'm missing is a championship. And
So you guys probably listened to that interview. That interview is from September 2019 Media Day, right? So I so happen to be scrolling on Twitter and I see a article from fadeawayworld.net, and they decided to use that quote as new news to report on Derrick Rose. And the title says, "I want to win a championship, it's time to win." Now, there's no denying that Derrick Rose would have a better chance of winning a championship if your Detroit Pistons did, in fact, trade him at the deadline. But it's not so much fadeaway world. It's also, Bleacher Report goes on to say that the Pistons are kind of in a conundrum and they need to trade, or they need to because I can't trade him anymore, but they should have traded Derrick Rose at the deadline. This is another article from Bleacher Report. And this goes really in depth of Derrick Rose. If you want to check it out, I'm going to leave a link of this article down in the description below. But this article goes in depth about how not one, but two Western Conference executives wanted the Detroit Pistons to trade Derrick Rose. And the Pistons weren't really moving from their asking price. If you guys do remember, his asking price was a first-round pick. And I think the Pistons set that really high because they didn't really want to move on from Derrick Rose. And if they did get a first-round pick, hey, we got an extra first-round pick this year, right? But this article goes on to say that that asking price was just way too high and it was a pipe dream and it was never really going to happen. And we do know one trade package that was, going to happen, and it was out there if the Pistons did want it, and it was Alex Caruso and a second round pick in exchange for Derrick Rose. Now, I think the main reason why the Lakers were really hungry for Derrick Rose is their point guard depth was not the best. Now, granted, they did have Rajon Rondo, but he is getting older, and Rose would give them something that could really spark their second unit. There's no denying that. And he would have a very good chance of winning a championship with LeBron and the Lakers. Now, it's getting to the point where we're starting to see a lot of these media companies really not understand why Derrick Rose came to your Detroit Pistons and why the Pistons didn't trade him. I think we know as Pistons fans the answer why Derrick Rose came to your Detroit Pistons. It's Arn Tellem, his former agent. Arn Tellem is in a front office role now as a vice chairman for your Detroit Pistons, right? And Arn was recruiting Derrick for the past 2 seasons, and, Derrick finally came to Detroit. And those two have a very close relationship. Arn used to be his agent, and they really formed, kind of a bond as, friends, whatever you want to call it. And, Arn pretty much promised him, we won't trade you unless you want to. And, Derrick never wanted to trade, so the Pistons, didn't trade him. And, these media companies like Bleacher Report, the ESPNs, the Fadeaway Worlds, they just don't really understand why your Detroit Pistons have not traded Derrick Rose if he wants to win a championship. Derrick has never expressed interest to be traded. If he does express interest to be traded from your Detroit Pistons, we will trade him. But as of right now, Derrick Rose is happy at Detroit. He likes it here. And, those media companies can shove it. But I want to know what you guys think of this whole situation with media companies like Bleacher Report, Fadeaway World, and others, and their opinion of, hey, you need to trade Derrick Rose. The guy wants to win a championship. Let me know what you guys think of this whole situation. I'll talk to you guys down in the comment section.